rounds with class FTE 217 modern sporting rifle. Teacher is Seep, I think. And this is assignment 1 for week 2. And sorry, this is a little late and rushed. This is not my first time taking this course, so my AR is not fully disassembled, just to save me some time so I can get this turned in. But I'm going to flip the camera around. Maybe. There is my AR broke down as much as the carrier group. So that's part 1. For part 2, I use the number generator to generate 6 components for the AR platform to describe their functions and identify the steps of these cycles. And those would be, those are safety parts, the lower receiver, the bolt parts, upper receiver, stock parts, and grips. And it looks like, let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and start off with the lower, which is this piece. Okay, and it houses the primary controls, including the safety, and acts as the foundation of the firearm, while the bolt cycles ammunition through the chamber, and the grips provide comfortable hold, and the stock offers stability for the shooter. The cycle of operations involves feeding, chambering, locking, firing, unlocking, extracting, ejecting, and cocking the hammer, with each component playing a role in this sequence. The safety prevents accidental firing. The bolt is responsible for chambering, firing, and ejecting the cartridge, while the grips and stock provide a secure hold for the shooter. The cycle of operations typically includes the feeding, chambering, locking, firing, unlocking, extracting, ejecting, cocking, and with the bolt carrier group playing a central role in the process. Component functionings. The safety lever physically blocks the trigger mechanism, preventing the hammer from striking the firing pin unless the safety is disengaged. The bolt, the primary moving part within the action, responsible for stripping a cartridge from the magazine, chambering it, locking it into the breech, firing the round, and extracting and ejecting the spent casing. Bolt carrier group. This assembly houses the bolt and is driven by the expanding gases from the fired cartridge, powering the cycle of operations. Grips that provide secure hold for the shooter's hands to control the firearm accurately, and the stock, a rearward extension that provides additional stability and control for the shooter's firing position. Feeding. The magazine pushes a new cartridge into the chamber where the bolt strips it from the magazine. Chambering. The bolt moves forward, fully seating the cartridge into the chamber and locking into breech. Locking. The bolt lugs engage with the chamber walls, securely locking the cartridge in place. Then for firing, when the trigger is pulled, the hammer strikes the firing pin, igniting the primer and propelling the bullet. Unlocking and expanding gases from the fired cartridge pushes the bolt carrier group rearward, unlocking the bolt from the chamber. Extracting. The extractor claw on the bolt grabs a spent casing rim, pulling it out of the chamber. Ejecting. The spent casing is ejected from the ejection port of the bolt carrier group. Rearward movement and cocking. As the bolt group moves rearward, the hammer is cocked, ready to strike the firing pin for the next shot. Key the cycle of operation relies on interaction between the bolt carrier group, the magazine to reliably function. Proper lubrication is crucial for smooth operation. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put this back together, and that's it. All right. Okay, so I'll put this back in here. I'm going to push this little pin down. Sorry about that, camera fell over, but that's in there, nice and snug. And then for next, well, also, I would break all this down, but I don't have a lot of time. The pin comes out, this removes out, the firing pin is within inside of the bolt carrier group, but we're going to take that and the charging handle, and we're going to put them together. Charging handle first, of course, until you feel it just rest up in there, and then we will, after that, in there, we will then and then it should all slide down in there, just like so.